we got a lot of stuff done. We got the turbo and the exhaust manifold back on, and I don't know if you can see it, but the oil drain line on the bottom, the gaskets came in for that, so we got that on. Put all the transmission connections back on and filled up the transmission fluid, and it didn't leak, so I feel good about that. The drive shaft's on, so next up we probably need to get some coolant lines, the radiator there, and then make this bracket that goes across here to where I can bolt it in, and start making some piping for the intercooler. So yeah, pretty good progress. Shout out to my handy helper. And here is the oil drain line I was talking about. It's that multi-purpose hose from Napa. And I ordered a oil feed line that'll go from right here to the turbo. So that should be in a few days as well. So yep, coming together. Okay, so the oil feed line for the turbo came in. Here it is. It looks really nice. Came with some fittings. To get to where I need to put it, I went ahead and took the alternator off because it never was tightened on or anything. You have to take this little sensor out that goes above it to really screw this in the way that you need to. So I'm going to put some Teflon tape on each side of it and screw it in. Okay, so something very minor. The bolt that came with this kit did not fit in my turbo, the banjo bolt for the oil feed. So I'm using the one that came with the turbo, but it's a little bit different size, so it didn't quite fit through this. So all I did was very slightly drill this out just a bit, and when you do this, be sure you spray out all the shavings, because all the shavings want to catch in the oil track there. Yeah, and now the bolt just barely fits, so we're gonna have oil feed to the turbo. And just like that, we have an oil feed for the turbo. So to have the turbo completely plumbed, I just need to make coolant feeds for it, which should be pretty easy because it came with the same kind of style banjo fittings for coolant. So I'll put those in and the turbo will be plumbed up. Before I forget, I went ahead and reconnected this solenoid that connects to the intake manifold. It was really difficult to get to, and I don't even have all the lines and stuff in yet, so it's only going to get worse from here. So I went ahead and got it done. The bottom bolt is in, the top bolt is threaded in. I can reach it from the top, so that'll do. Yeah, if you're ever doing the swap, don't forget to do that. You pretty much have to take it off to get the engine in the car because it wants to hit the steering rack. But once you've got the engine in, it clears it just fine. It's not even close to it. But yeah, don't forget to put that on before you connect everything up, because that would be super difficult to get to with everything connected to the engine. Okay, so I've got the turbo completely plumbed up. Got an oil feed, an oil drain down there. It's really hard to see, but it's down there. We got turbo coolant to and from. So it's all set up. It's dark out, so I'm going to call it a night. Next time, I'm going to look at pulleys for the front so I can see about the belt, and then the alternator clearance for this wastegate actuator. Worst case, I'll have to bend that nozzle a little bit, but not too worried about that. And then I'm going to have to work on all this mess over here, and then see about some intercooler piping, and then a radiator, and I still need to make the support bracket. So there's plenty to do, but I'm definitely on the downhill side of this, so I'm excited. So I kind of been in the zone today. Didn't film much, but got a decent amount done. I forgot to run the oil to the oil cooler, which is the piece that the oil filter attaches to. Basically behind that, in a spot you can't see, coolant lines go to it, and one just goes to this return right here, which is really easy, and then one comes all the way from the back right here. Anyways, got it done. So this side is completely plumbed up, which I'm stoked about. And then I made this bracket to go back on here. Originally I was just going to weld it on there, but I figure I may want to take it off if I ever have to mess with this engine again. I probably will build it at some point for high horsepower, but for now I just want it to run. So yeah, I just welded some tabs on here and drilled some holes. I just need to wire brush it down and paint it, but yeah. Oh, also got the alternator on and put these pulleys, crankshaft pulley and water pump pulley on, and the belt's tensioned, so we are making progress.